A new study says more Americans than ever are struggling with depression and anxiety. It's a problem that likely impacts you or someone you love.
But research right here in Virginia may have unlocked the key to crushing it for good. News 3's Jessica Larche is taking action for your health.
The yogurt section at your grocery store is getting a lot of foot traffic these days. Each spoonful full of probiotics, the good gut bacteria you hear about in those commercials.
Hey, have you guys heard about probiotics for digestive health?
Yeah, they promise a flatter tummy and to take care of any, backups in your belly. It's big business, raking in billions each year.
They look like this.
But researchers up the road at the University of Virginia say they also pack a punch that will put a smile on your face and cast your fears away.
That's cool.
That's very cool.
And it's an amazing feeling to finally get me back.
Jody Melissa Slaughter says the happy culture helped her kick depression to the curb.
There were days I didn't want to live. And now I want to live.
More of why Slaughter's depression diagnosis was especially tough to take. But first,
Like this.
back to the UVA lab. For 3 years, Dr. Alban Gauthier and his team studied depression and anxiety in mice. Turns out those mice lost a specific strain of good gut bacteria.
This is it.
This is it. This is one strain of bacteria, of lactobacillus.
Lactobacillus, a type of probiotic prevalent in yogurt. You can get it from fermented foods like sauerkraut or pills and powders. Now get this, when Gaultier and his team replaced that strain of bacteria missing in depressed and anxious mice, their symptoms went away.
So can we fix mental health by giving back the bacteria that we lose?
The findings of this study here at UVA are potentially a game changer for people who suffer with depression and anxiety. So the next test will come when they see if this has the same effect on humans.
Like, God, this can't be abundant life. And if it is, I don't want this.
Slaughter says she considered suicide in the midst of her depression, brought on by the trauma of losing her mother.
Because I was in hell. So that had to be much better than where I was.
The diagnosis, a tough pill to swallow because she's a therapist treating traumatized kids.
And the shame that came with being depressed and knowing how to get my clients through it, but not knowing how to get through it myself, it was very hard.
She took Zoloft for years, and while she says it did help her function, she still didn't feel like herself, and she feared the side effects. But several months ago, one of her doctors told her to take probiotic supplements.
And I feel like for the first time in a long time, like the real person I am is truly emerging.
Her doctors have weaned her off of medication.
Well, some of the research is now calling the gastrointestinal system, the gut, the small brain.
Psychologist Dr. Rick Ellis says research showing a link between the gastrointestinal system and mental health is mounting. Even some of his patients are seeing progress when they add probiotics to their current medication.
Improved mood, higher levels of functioning.
But he stresses until we know more, we shouldn't consider the happy culture a cure.
Maybe it won't work for all of the population who's been diagnosed with depression, but if it works for a third, then we've made advancement.
We are feeling very positive about this, but we need to do the work.
Reporting from the University of Virginia in Charlottesville, Jessica Larche, News 3.